So hello and welcome to a Mixologist, the place on the internet thingy where we try to grow a pear. And what I mean by this is, what I'm trying to achieve in this episode is I've got this kind of trio of Weber carbs that I kind of, in classic, in time-honored fashion, I went on the internet and made a purchase. But they're not quite kind of ready to be to be kind of redeployed, because I think I might only get a functioning pair out of this 3 units. I don't think I can bring all of them back around, but let me show you kind of a bit closer what we're working with and what is kind of my plan for this build. These are the units in particular. They are kind of DCOE kind of 34 and 35 there. So this definitely make a pair. And this kind of scrap carb kind of there, which is kind of a bit more incomplete than the others, but it must still have some kind of useful parts. Now one challenge that we have already is that I haven't got the aux vents on one of these, so these things are not necessarily cheap, so that could be kind of a bit of a problem. And then we have got obviously the linkages. Make sure that this, okay, so this okay, so the shafts more or less move. This shaft doesn't move, which is kind of a bit of a problem, so we might have to kind of unlock if you want that one. So what we got here is that our mission is to try and get kind of a working pair kind of out of all of this. So I guess the best thing that we could do now is try and do an initial disassembly, and then what we would need to do is to try and make a list of all the parts that I need, see if I've got them in stock, and see what do I need to buy externally. So let's get on with the disassembly of the carbs. Okay, so let's see if we can disassemble this unit relatively efficiently. The first thing I generally tend to do is to take out the choke actuator, because that allows you to get the carb kind of straight onto the aluminium piece. Now obviously this unit is a little bit has a little bit of corrosion, so I think it might, so some of the bolts might be a bit, tricky to get out. But as with everything, if you're a mixologist, we're gonna bag it. Let's hope the idle mixture screws come off. Yes, and yes, this is good news, because sometimes especially when they are corroded, they can be an absolute mare to come off. They're actually not too bad. I mean, they do have a bit of kind of funniness on the top there, but that be able to sort it out. So let's do the top now. First, getting this off. Important to keep this fine, so that's complete, because I can see the emulsion tubes and the idle mixtures, which are important. Well, once you start getting them out, it's kind of a little bit easier, but it's still a little bit difficult, plain difficult. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, so now we have kind of our first problem here. So let me show you. There, this is kind of no bueno. So this top is going to be a little bit of a kind of inconvenience. And as you can see, it's kind of not that great inside in terms of cleanliness. But this is not kind of awful either. So let me get the pliers to get this thing off. The first thing you need to do is you need to grab it with pliers and just do like that. There we go. That's good enough. Let's get the motion tubes and whatnot off. No, wrong one. Yeah. Whoa, that's a bit of a rebel. Yeah, this is gonna require quite a lot of cleaning. So the idle circuit, I think, is buggered at the moment. Whew. Yeah, look at the state of this. This is what will require a fair chunk of cleaning. Okay, so let me show you how I deal with these things, how you take them off. So basically you put it like this, and you need to do it like that. You need to be like, handle this with silken glove to make sure that you don't lose any of the components. There we go. Oof, look at the corrosion here. This is no winner. But anyway, we'll take the pistons out in a minute. This one came off easy enough, which is a good thing. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to put your hand like this and like so. There we go. Because you need to make sure that you take out the weights and the bolts as well, because that is like key to this project. Don't wanna lose those things, because they are quite kind of difficult to obtain and expensive. We don't want to go through that. Okay, this is coming off, so I'm taking off the cold start emulsion tubes. Oof. You need to be very careful. Yeah, I mean it's starting to come off, but it is quite, because the threads are very much, they've got this goo, you see this here, and this is what gets the threads to be kind of not great. So let's have a look if we can take off the body cuts. Yeah, this is golden. Yeah, better than I anticipated. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to very delicately punch this roll pin, which is here, that one, and you need to punch it out so that this spins freely, because that's part of what you're gonna have to do to take the throttles out. But first, it will kind of be advantageous if we take the spring out. Basically, you take out this little tab. There we go. So now it's not sprung anymore, and now you can take the roll pin off. You need to be slightly careful with this operation. Especially not to bang your fingers, you know. That helps. Golden. And now you just take off now you're ready to take the throttle plates off. Okay, I got this unit pre-gamed here, as you can see it. So I've got some bits here with grease in there and in there and there. So now I'm ready to build this. And the way I do it is you always need to check the shaft where it goes, the position of this hole, because you're gonna need it for the this is the accelerator pump actuator. And what I generally do is I install this with the spring here, because it's much easier doing it now than later. So you just put the shaft in like so, making sure that the actuator for the accelerator pump is in there. You just leave it on for the time being, just like that. It's okay. So it doesn't need to be fully on. We're gonna do it in a minute. But then, so now what you do is you insert the throttles one by one. And what you're trying to achieve is a good seal over there, yeah, and there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put the screws and do the same kind of on the other side, so it's gonna go a bit quicker. Okay, so once you've got that, what you need to do is you need to install the bearings. I'm using sealed bearings. This ones came with the kind of open style. I always use sealed nowadays because it's kind of, well, better. So what I do here is I generally tend to have this and to drive it in. Like so, and then what you do is with the rest of the box you grab there we go. So we're gonna do the same on the other side now. And the last operation that we need to do now, which can be a little bit fiddly, is we need to install this like so. So basically what you need to do is you need to get to a position where you identify how it goes. You take this and you try very gently putting this in, keeping it in the same position if possible. I think I moved it a bit there. Trying to keep it in the same position. Sometimes I did say this was fiddly. So there you go. Now we've got the throttles, and the only thing we need to do is we need to seal this, the screws, I mean, and that's it. We're golden. We've finished this part of the build. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to start, buttoning up these units, do the final assembly. But first, I sometimes showed in the channel that sometimes I like to kind of lay all the parts like in front of me before I open the rebuild kits, and the reason that I do that is because I just want to make sure when it all goes together, do it like in one hit, and that's the reason why I'm doing that. So I'm going to show you a couple of bits that that I don't know if I've showed in the episode before, but I think it needs saying. These carbs, they use kind of auxiliary venturis that are what it's called the clip-on style, and they are let's say the correct ones for this unit, and 2 of them didn't come with any, so I'm putting 4 new ones that I had hanging out there in the workshop somewhere. So I wanted to show that because I don't know if I've mentioned it before, and as you can see, I've got all sorts of parts, coffee, very important, and all sorts of parts laying around. So now I need to start the final build in a sense. So before I show you the final kind of state of the unit, which by the way they're mint, I need to do a reflection about, which goes back to the beginning of the episode, which I said I showed 3 of these carbs, and actually I said, well, how many can we build? And unfortunately on this occasion we can only make a pair rather than a threesome, and there were some reasons for it that I went through the video, but I don't know if I showed you this, that this shaft is slightly bent, and you can see it here in the throttle plate that was also bent, and also if I show you now, remember this carb top also was broken, so that made it a little bit more difficult to get the project done, get it on a 3. And crucially, there was another element that really snookered me, is these vent tops here. They are exceedingly difficult to come about. So if you ever see them on an auction site, just buy them, because they are very rare, very difficult to obtain. So now I'm going to show you what the final state of the carbs, if you want. Start from the bottom. As you can see, we've done a little bit of we put new hardware, which it's not kind of compulsory or anything, but it does kind of enhance the appearance of the unit. It always helps to have kind of shiny throttles. I need to do a bit of adjustment there. I'll do it later. And also around here, so you can see that it's already got a link. And they've already got a link, and well, they are exactly in the same condition. But altogether, I mean, it was, at least I was managed to rescue a pair. So that's kind of that's the good news. And let's say, in order to finish this carbs, what is required is they need the externally mounted trumpets. Let me see if I've got ones in the shop. Okay, so I didn't find what I was looking for, but I can show you with this. So there are basically 2 styles of Weber trumpets. One is this ones that they're called that they basically push in up to like so within the bore. So they require a different style of auxiliary venturi there. And what this carb needs really some trumpets that come with their own mounting kind of eyelets there. So basically it's like the same trumpet, but with this cut out and with eyelets here and here, and it goes there. So that's kind of what these carbs need. Or you can just kind of run them like that, because this surface is it has like a ramp to it. Okay, I want to say thank you very much for watching this episode. And next week, actually, I've got a treat for you. I'm going to do the rebuild project of what is for me my favorite carburetor kind of ever built, that favorite model that is. So if you got any questions, put it down in the comments, and if not, I'll see you on the next episode.